Today we're going to check out the Thrunite tc15 rechargeable LED flashlight. This compact flashlight uses an 18650 rechargeable battery, features a Cree XHP35 LED, and throws a maximum 2300 lumens. I'm going to open this one up, official unboxing. We're going to take this one out and see how well this one performs. We're going to take it to the park, but I'll show you guys it first. And then we'll take it to the park, and then we're going to bring it back to the shop and take a closer look at it. But here's the official unboxing. Comes all wrapped up in the box. Comes with a little carry case to put it on your belt. Here's the flashlight here. Side mounted power switch. Like all Thrunite flashlights out of the box, it's going to have an insulator to prevent the battery from discharging in shipment. Oh, it's a little bit bright. Like their other flashlights that I've got, and I'm going to take a couple of other ones with me so I can compare it to them. I'll take my headlight Thrunite, and I'll take this one here, which is the big TC20. So we'll be comparing the TC15 to the TC20. We'll compare both of these. I'm going to take them up to the same park that I always shoot in, and we're going to try these out and see how it looks and do a little direct comparison to the three Thrunite flashlights that I have. And then we'll give them a little bit of a destructive test too. We'll abuse these and see what type of abuse I can put it through. So I go to shoot a flashlight demo, and I got to put all these darn lights in all the trees, but we can still find a good dark place in the park to shoot. So I'm going to start out. This is my headlight, just so we can get a reference here. This is my TH30. I'm going to take the other two lights that I've got here, and we're going to shine them down into the dark part of the park, and we'll see how well they perform. So this is the TC15. It's throwing a nice wide beam. As you can see, it's lighting up the trees quite nicely here. If I zoom in on this tree back out here, this one's a good couple hundred meters out, and you can see it quite clearly. These are normally the trees that I have been shooting on the prior videos, which are about 100 meters away from where I am. Throw on this flashlight is said to be about 150 meters, and you can see it's cold out here tonight. Picks up the steam quite well. So I'm going to do a comparison now. We'll turn on the TC20 just so you can see the difference between the TC15, and I'll go to the TC20, which is this one. There's the TC20. That's the bigger of the two. As you can see, it has pretty much the same type of throw. We'll go back to the TC15. There's the 15, and then back to the 20, and the 15, and then back to the 20. One of the things I really like about the Thrunite lights is that the power button will control your light level, but unlike some of the other ones where you have to keep multiple clicking, this one has a memory, so when you turn it on, it'll remember what state it's in, and you press and hold to go to the next brightness. So if we take a look at the three different brightness levels here, here's the dim setting. press and hold the power button, it goes to the medium setting, press and hold the power button, and it goes to the, that's the dim setting, medium setting, and the high setting. Now, I haven't gone to the ultra bright setting yet. To get the ultra bright setting, when it's off, you just click it twice. So this is the high level, but not turbo. So if I turn it off and I double click it, now it's on turbo. Now if we look at that distant tree in turbo again, you can see the difference between turbo and high. We'll go back to high. So there's high. And if I go into turbo mode, oops, and there's turbo. So turbo is quite a bit brighter than the high level. Now this battery also has not been charged. This is the way that the battery came with the unit. It is a charged cell, but it's probably not fully charged. But this is the TC20 or the TC15. By comparison, I'll put the TC30 on, the TC20 in its full brightness. So there's the TC15 and there's the TC20. Not much difference in terms of brightness. They both have excellent throw, and they're both a relatively wide beam, not one of these pinpoint spots like some of the other flashlights that we've reviewed. That's the TC20. Yeah, TC20, which is the 26650 cell, and this one here uses an 18650 on this one. Let's go back and we'll give this thing a drop test and a soak test in the hot tub and see how well it holds up to abuse. So now it's time for the steaming water test. Flashlight. Make sure that this has got a USB charge port on here, like all the Thrunite ones do. So you want to make sure that if you're going to drop it in water, make sure it's closed. Or you could have a bit of a problem, but they are waterproof to, was it a couple meters? So let's drop it in here. And we'll let her soak in the water. Now I gotta go get something to retrieve it because I'm wearing a jacket. If I stick my arm in there, it's gonna get wet. We'll let it soak for a few minutes, and I'll retrieve it. See if it leaks. Okay, as you can see, this thing's still working fine. Ah, that water's very nice. It's 104 degrees. Oh man, there it is. No worse for wear. Now we'll give it the drop test. So we'll just turn it around here and we'll drop it down from, they say it'll take a drop from 1.5 meters, so there's about 1.5 meters up onto the pavement. Well, let's see exactly what happened to this when I dropped it, because as you saw, it went out and it's not lighting. But I'll show you what happened here. When it impacted, it rotated the battery, because the battery compartment can unscrew on both sides. Now it's working. So on impact, it just jarred that loose enough because it wasn't tight to begin with. The flashlight is fine. Again, we got different modes on here. If you click it, press and hold to go through the 3 different brightness levels. When it's off, if you click it rapidly, it'll go into a flash mode, which is great if you're using it on a bicycle, for example. And when you turn it off, though, the nice thing about these is that they come back on in the same brightness. Now, this is the TC15. I also showed you guys the TC20. I use a TH30 at work every day because I'm splicing fiber optic cable. And I use it not only when I'm working in a house where it's dark, I actually use it outside. Even in the bright sun, I use that thing. I put it on my head and I use it because it throws enough brilliant light that it makes fiber optic just sheen, and you can see it for splicing. Anybody who's ever tried to put compression fittings onto single mode fiber will understand what a task it is. It's a strand of glass that's basically the width of a human hair, and you're threading it into a connector. It's like threading a needle, but you can't see the thread because it's glass. But using a bright light like this really makes that little strand of fiber just glow. So I use my TH30 every day. It's the best flashlight that I've used. I've tested a lot of them. The Thrunite, the 3 Thrunite ones. This is the 3rd Thrunite flashlight that I've got. The 3 Thrunite ones are clearly the best ones that I've tried so far. Let's take a look at the specifications for this one. The published specifications. Might help if I find it in English. So here's the parameters of this one. So it's a Cree XHP35, one of them, times 1. It's got an anti-reflective, ultra-clear, toughened glass lens. So this one's got a smooth reflector, so it gives pretty good throw. It'll work between 2.75 and 4.2 volts. Uses an 18650 cell, of course. And it's a hard anodized type body, 71 grams. Here's the lumens. It has turbo mode. Turbo mode, of course, is when you double click it. Okay. Right, so on and then a second click. There's turbo. So double click. It'll come on turbo mode for, it's too bright to even read under, 2 minutes plus 83. 2 minutes plus 83 minutes. Oh, okay. I'm not reading it correctly here. Turbo mode, 2 minutes plus 83 minutes. So it'll run for 2 minutes in turbo mode, and then it drops down the lumens. So on a full charge, you'll get 2 minutes of turbo plus 83 minutes of reduced output. Now, what is the reduced output? Well, here's how it works. Here are the lumens modes. Firefly, which I didn't show that because it's very, very dim, only gives off 1 lumen, and it'll run for like 41 days on a charge. Low, which is 25 lumens, will run for 68 hours. Medium, 250 lumens output, will run for 6.5 hours. The high setting is 1050 lumens, and it will run for 90 minutes on a charge. And you do get that because my other one that I use as a headlight, I get a good hour and a half on a charge. I carry a couple batteries with me, and I can usually go a full day, sometimes 2 days. And when I'm running that light, I'm usually running it for a good 45 minutes at a time. The high setting is 1050 lumens. Will run for 90 minutes. Turbo mode. Here's turbo. So turbo mode, when you kick it into turbo mode, it will do 2300 lumens for 2 minutes. But then it drops to 820 lumens. And it will run for an additional 83 minutes before the battery goes flat. The reason it does that is so that it'll allow the LED to cool. Because when you've put it in turbo mode, it is going to create a lot of heat. So it kicks it down into a lower mode. It's actually between the medium and the high. High setting is 1050, medium is 250. It goes down to 820 after 2 minutes if you've been in turbo mode. But only turbo mode. If you're using it in high, it stays at 1050 the whole time. The distance, it'll throw 246 meters maximum. We're looking at tonight at a little over 100 meters. The intensity is 15,200 CDs. It has an impact of 1.5 meters. We dropped it from 1.5 meters. That's about, 5 feet. And IPX is 8, which is 2 meters. So I had it sitting in a foot or so of water. And it has a power indicator on it as well. The light on the side here will blink. So when it's blue, you've got between 21 and 100% of your battery power. When it turns red, you've got between 11 and 20% of your battery power. And when it starts flashing red, you're got between 1 and 10% of your battery remaining. And it says, when the light is on, press and hold the side switch to cycle through low, medium, and high. Shortcut to Firefly. When the light is off, press and hold the side switch to get into Firefly mode. And if you double click it, it'll go to turbo from any mode. Another double click to get strobe. So if you're on and you double click, it'll go to turbo. Another double click and it'll go into turbo mode or into strobe. So double click and then double click. Now it's turbo, or sorry, strobe. It'll remember the last mode that it was in, except for Firefly and strobe and turbo. So to get into Firefly mode, if I just press and hold, it's now Firefly. So if you just need a very, very dim light and you're outside at night, for example, and your eyes are giving you good night vision, you might get by with the Firefly mode. Press and hold. When the light is on, press and hold to cycle to the next level. Low, medium, and high. It'll remember where it was left. And of course, it's got a rechargeable battery in it, we know that. It says, when you're recharging, during charging the indicator is red, and once it's fully charged it will turn blue if you're charging it with the built-in charger. If it flashes purple, that means that there's a problem. And you can use the low mode and Firefly mode when you are charging it. So if you've got it plugged in, you can still use low or Firefly, and it will operate while it's charging. Charge the battery up, just open up the port, and plug it in. And you can see, I had it sitting in the water there for a while, and there's any sign of any type of leakage here. It's been great. That's something that I can't say for all the flashlights I've tested, because I've had a few that have leaked. Some cheap ones. But when you pay your money for a good product, you're going to get one that's going to perform well. These batteries, 3100 milliamp hours, I've tested these because my other one, my headlight, uses the same battery. And when I charge it up, I'm getting the full 3100 milliamp hours. These batteries are actually very good. If we take off the rest of the body here, so we can see if there's any water that's gotten into it, which there hasn't been, but you can just see a little bit around the seal up here. Here's the O-ring. But no water made it past the O-ring. The Thrunite flashlights come with a 2-year free replacement warranty. If it fails within 2 years, they will replace it. And through Amazon, you get a 30-day refund policy. So if you get one and you don't open it, you can return it. Lifetime limited maintenance. So after 2 years of purchase date, they will still provide with maintenance service, and they'll charge you for the cost of the parts and freight. And that's pretty much it. I say these are great little units. I really like them. Out of all the flashlights that I've tested, and I've tested several, these ones here I think are head and shoulders above the other ones. I'm not mentioning the other brands here, but the other brands I've tested also have performed very well, and I do use them around here. I just think that these ones here are just a little bit better. The biggest thing I like about these ones is the fact that they remember what mode they were on. The other ones that I've got, when you turn them on, they start on the low setting, and you got to crank them up by multiple pressing of the power button, or pressing and holding to go back, because they've got like 7 power settings. So it starts out in Firefly mode, and you got to go through all the different settings, or you got to go back. And I find that that's kind of a pain. I like a flashlight when I'm looking for something. I don't want to fiddle fart around trying to figure out what power it's on. I just want to turn it on and have it there so that I can use it when I need the flashlight for. And these ones here deliver. Thanks for watching. Link to this is in the description. We'll catch you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.